We're live. This is going to be interesting. So we are now, I believe, live, doing a
Okay.
whole nother fancy thing on Zoom. So trying to share screen. So hi, I'm Dr. Cam, and hopefully this is recording. And I am excited to have with me Elle Ingalls. And Elle
Hi.
is, hi Elle, so great to see you. I'm going to read your
Yeah.
bio real quick. So, Ingalls is an international speaker, coach, author, and founder of Pressure Free Living, which I can't wait to hear about. She helps people improve their health and performance with her on the go stress management method. A former member of the Forbes Coaches Council, she's created a series of online courses and has coached thousands of people from age 10 to 80 around the globe. And you play violin. You're actually a
Cool.
musician, which is where this all began. So, welcome, Elle. I'm so excited to have
Thank you.
you. And
Thanks.
tell us a little bit about first who you are and how you got started in this. And then I want to hear your secret on stress free.
How I got started is probably the best story. So, um, I am a violinist. I also am a conductor, and I was an executive for years. So I managed symphonies, and my husband and I founded a music school, which was really cool. We did a lot of really great things for our community, and we raised three boys. And when we got to like the oldest about to get into high school, we had always worked for nonprofit, arts nonprofit. So that meant like no retirement. There's no health benefit. Like we were paying for all that kind of stuff ourselves, and we're on a tiny, tiny little budget. Here's how one of my sons put it: "We're like the classiest poor people I know." So, that's the case for a lot of classical musicians, by the way.
Oh, really?
So yes, right. Like, we're so Anyway, we could go on all day about that, but here's what went down. I wanted to create my own for-profit business, like do something. I didn't know if it was going to be a store or what. And for years, I've taught financial management to nonprofits. So I thought I'm going to just bump that all up with some cool things I do. So it's putting together like modules of kind of a course, basically. And one of the things my book I was reading said is put a mentor in your life. So I had lunch with a few people. I mean, I knew a lot of executives because I ran the symphony for years, like cool people, but it was like they didn't know why I was meeting with them. I wasn't really feeling the vibe, and then so I kind of gave up. And it said social media, and I'd always refused to do any social media whatsoever. It was 2010. I wanted nothing to do with it, and my boys were like, "Oh, you'll love it, Mom. You'll connect with your friends, blah blah." And sure enough, I did love it. So I got on, connected with my friends, and then I connected this person who's like an amazing economic developer, and I asked him if he'll be my mentor. So we have our first meeting. I show him what I'm doing, and he goes, "Hey, this is all great, but um, I read your bio online. This is not what you should be doing. You're very multi-talented. This is not it." And I'm like, "Great. 3 months of hard work, and he's telling me to shelve it." And he's like, "No, don't put it aside. I'm just saying stay open, that there might be something else that you can create or develop."
Mm-hmm.
So just 2 nights later, we're sitting around the dining room table, and my two older boys were playing baseball for the same high school team. And the oldest goes, "Mother, you should coach our team in your mental toughness tips. We could be state champions." And I just started laughing. I'm like, "You want me in the dugout?" Like that. And he goes, "Seriously, I want you in the dugout." So I looked at my middle son, and he's like, "We want you, Mom. We want you to do this." So I put together, I don't consider myself a writer. Now I'm an author. I have a book on Amazon. It's like unbelievable. So I sat down, and it was literally streaming out of me,
Mm.
like just pouring out of me. And I created a little pamphlet. So I've actually been doing this stuff since I was about 17,
Mm.
even maybe 16, because I started teaching violin to beginners when I was only 16. And then I was coaching athletes at 17. So I've had this in me for a long time. It's not like it just magically appeared, but to actually codify and write and create, like in curriculum,
Mm-hmm.
So I just start writing. I have kind of this, my husband's a professional writer. He tightens the writing and puts some graphics in. Like, it's kind of cool little booklet. And I take it to the coaches, take it to the guy with the arms folded and the big shoe, right? First, the assistant coach, who's actually our athletic director. And he's like, wow, this has merit. You should work with the boys. Take it to the head coach. I'm fully supportive. So I got his okay, took it to the head coach. Head coach hired me to be his private coach on the spot.
Nice.
And then 2 days later, I was talking to the department chair at my college where I've taught violin and viola for years. And she goes, oh my gosh, she grabbed her checkbook. I'll never forget it. She grabbed her checkbook, opened up and says, how much does this cost? I need to start tomorrow.
Wow.
So I had two paying clients and a whole baseball team to start working with. And then it was just like word of mouth. People started finding out what I was doing. And literally in the whole beginning of it was just people found out about me. Or I'd go speak somewhere and people were like, oh my gosh, I need this. Or my adrenals are fatigued. Or my daughter has high anxiety, whatever it was. And so I literally have worked with age 10. She was headed to the 2020 Olympics was her goal. And then an 80-year-old who was the mother of an Olympian gold medalist.
Wow.
It was kind of funny how the bookend.
Yeah, we're both.
I've worked with maybe 3 or 4 10-year-olds. They tend to be high academicians, like they're very driven, want to go to an Ivy League school, that kind of thing, or athletes or musicians. Like they've got a little niche and they want to perform better without the anxiety. And then I've worked with people with high anxiety problems health-wise. A lot of times people, though, are coming to me for performance. They want to get a promotion at work, or they're business owners and they need more money coming in. We're in 2020, let's face it.
Pretty much everything is anxiety, right? Causing.
We were already a highly stressed society before then. I have 2018 stats that show that 18%, and these are of people going to a professional and reporting problems with anxiety. That's a high percentage of our population that's not functioning well. But for children aged 13 to 18, it's over 25%, over a quarter of them.
And increasing right now.
There was a study in 2018 too that a third of Harvard students were on anti-anxiety or antidepressants.
Yeah.
Those are pills that are never supposed to be used long term, and people are using them every day for long periods of time. And there's never been a long-term study done on the effects of your biology, on your reproductive capabilities, on any of that.
Yeah. So there's a lot
to your brain.
There's a lot going on. Now your book that you just released is Pressure-Free Parenting. So you really focused in on parenting, which is why we've got you here today. So first of all, how did you get focused right on parenting? And then what tip can you give us for pressure-free parenting? Because I know all of us feel like we're in a pressure cooker right now.
Yes. So I'm not a parenting coach like you. You are a professional parenting coach. And but 2 years ago, I was working with a coach down in Florida. We're like putting big things up on paper. And you're trusting book titles, you're just testing things, and so for some reason, I just wrote Pressure-Free Parenting. Pressure-free is my method. I popped it up on the board, and my coach, who had 2 young toddlers, comes running over in her high heels, and she goes, that's it.
Please.
She goes, I want that. Please give me that. And actually, she wanted it so much, she asked me after lunch if I would take like a 20-minute slot and coach the whole group.
Wow.
To be on her stage. And she rarely invites people up on her stage that don't pay to get there, right? So it was really kind of cool. So that was kind of a little bit of a spark.
Yeah,
but when
I would say so.
Hit, when everything has hit us, I was like, I need to help parents. Parents are experiencing what hopefully none of us ever again will have to. And so I dug in to that, because I know if I can help a parent, they can teach what I have created to their kids very easily, very gently. It's almost seamlessly. For example, my 10-year-old son, he was one of my first 10-year-olds to work with, but I didn't actually coach him I just started to show him
Mm-hmm.
because he had a lot of anger issues. He thought he was terrible at math. He ended up being one of the top students in Elite Math and Science Center, a National Merit finalist, and he has over a 4.0 at Columbia. And I don't say that to brag in any way. It's like he was going.
From.
He was going to go two ways.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
the anger was so disruptive, and I know parents are struggling with
A
that.
lot.
Students right
Yes.
now, they're angry, they're anxious, they have
Yep.
no idea what their futures hold. And so to watch my son, who's like, since age 10, he's 20 now, 10 years of solidly using this. And now he changed his major to be a psychology major to create a lab with me. Like he wants to
Wow,
take
that's so
on what
cool.
I've created. So it is really cool. So let me give you something really great. Your parents, you can use this right now. I'll just give you the lowdown of the method
Mm-hmm.
and then a simple tool.
Perfect.
So 3 simple steps: targets, triggers, tools. What
Right.
is a target that you have? Maybe it's simply having a better morning with your family. You don't want to be in that rush, and that you've got to get on your Zoom call now, like all the crap that happens in the early morning. So your target is you want a smoother morning
Mm-hmm.
as a parent. Next, you need to identify some of the triggers. The triggers can happen just from when your alarm goes off. The sound of the alarm may actually release your fight or flight stress hormones. So check all the buzzes and bells and
Mm.
whistles that go on in the morning. Even the timer on your coffee, something, really look at all those little sensory things.
Hmm.
You may have a high sensitive child who maybe your alarm is causing them to release the stress hormones.
Wow.
Stress
Yeah.
is not the problem. The release of the stress hormones is the problem.
Mm-hmm.
The moment they go out, you can't think and remember. So you might have worked really great on those math facts, but your child goes in and fails the test or doesn't do as well as they know they could. That's because the hippocampus cannot function well once you've triggered those hormones.
I call it hijacking. The brain gets hijacked.
Yeah, and it's not bad if you're really under attack. That's the only reason we need fight or flight. You're going into your survival brain to protect yourself. And in some social situations, you may feel like it's scary, so you're just trying to protect yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a very natural thing, but it's not helpful for most of the things we're trying to do. So when that happens, here's something a lot of people don't know. For a male, so if you have a son, it's going to take up to 9 hours after the adrenaline flood, second flood that actually goes out to fix your brain cells, glucose and cortisol. Fix your brain cells. But cortisol can make you feel anxious for no reason. It's also your wake-up drug. So that's why you wake up at 2 or 3 a.m. But you need glucocorticoids. You don't want to just suppress cortisol like people are doing with weed and CBD oil. You don't want to reduce the cortisol if you've released the adrenaline. You need it. Your body is excellently designed. It's really amazingly designed. So we have to stop the flood of the adrenaline. What triggers that adrenaline flood? It could be the sounds. It could be the tone of your voice when you talk to your child. It could be their tone of voice to you. It could, there's just a myriad. Like one of my baseball player guys, he said how long his sister takes a shower triggers him every morning because they share a bathroom. He can't get in there.
Yeah.
So you need to identify a few triggers, and now I'm going to give you a couple tools.
Awesome.
As a parent, and here's a secret. From the time you first feel or notice the trigger, you have about 10 seconds before your amygdala tells your heart rate to rise, tells your adrenal glands to release. What can you do in that 10 seconds to not trigger the hormones? There's over 40 things I teach in my courses, but there's so many little things you'll figure out. The most instant thing you can do is relax your abdominal muscles. When you relax your abdominal muscles, you send a signal to your brain you're okay, because our abs protect some of our most precious organs. And we tighten those in order to protect ourselves. And when we tighten the abs, the throat tightens. Now we're in that Grady voice that our kids hate. So if you relax your abs, your throat will also relax. You can have a better voice, which is going to super help.
Mm-hmm.
And it also is signaling your brain that you're not under attack. Because if you're attacked, you're going to tighten, you're going to coil, and you're going to get ready to fight or run away.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a whole bunch of other F's you do too. So when we get together, we're going to do like a Tuesday night thing coming up
yes.
at some point in the future here.
Yep. Whole hour of these goodies. Yes. So excited about that.
Yeah.
I'm already taking lots of notes.
So we'll dig in. Yeah, we'll dig in. But if you simply relax your abs, that's going to instantly change something. Here's another thing people don't understand. In fact, there's articles out today that are countering this. And I really want to get clear about the science of this. In fact, what a lot of people say to me is, oh my gosh, you're teaching me that biology is causing my anxiety. I'm like, yes.
Exactly.
Biology is causing at least half of your anxiety. What if you reduced your anxiety by half? How would that feel for you? It's incredible. It's just incredible. So we'll back up. When you, most people don't know this, but the corners of your mouth going up cause a little bit of dopamine to release. Dopamine gets a bad rap because it's linked to addiction. However, dopamine is a neurotransmitter required for your whole brain to work. Mm-hmm. When you go into fight or flight, like you say, it's hijacked. It's because dopamine shuts off. So now this cortex, you're thinking, making decisions, your willpower, there's 2 spots in your brain for willpower, and your thinking and remembering is all compromised. You're not doing so well there. That's when you'll say things and do things you later regret. You'll yell at your child to get in the car. What is that?
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you what it is right now. It's really poor parenting.
Well, I say once you start yelling, you stop parenting.
Yeah, but I've been there. Oh my gosh. Who hasn't had this we've got to get in the car.
Yeah. Right.
So figuring this all out completely changed our family. When the smile happens, even if you smile a little bit, but you have to catch it in the 10 seconds. If you try to smile too late, it will feel like fake smiling. It will feel like it's not working. That's because you've already released the hormones. So if you can catch it in that 10 seconds and just smile a little bit, dopamine's going to release. Now you can choose your response to the situation. And it's going to be much different. 1977, I believe, University of California did a study. I can't find it anywhere. I believe it's been blocked on smile therapy. Mm-hmm. Most people have never heard of smile therapy because it's free. It doesn't cost you anything to smile.
And it works so well.
It works so well. It changes your whole face. When we get stressed, we go tight. If you have furrows in your brow, that's a sign. Yeah. That you're triggering stress hormones too much, But when your face goes broad and you're soft in the belly and soft in the throat, then someone can actually hear you and listen to you. And you can hear and listen to them.
This is so cool. Great, Elle. This is so great. And we're going to go really, really deep. We're running out of time now. We're going to go really deep into this. Before we go, let people know how they can find you and your book. Okay, so you can, my name, or just remember pressure-free.com. And I'll have the link too. I'll add the link here.
Yeah. You can see my name right on the screen here, Elle Ingalls, E-L-L-E. So, and my book is on Amazon. It's called Pressure Free Parenting. I'm doing a big launch on the 25th, if you can hold out till then. If not, just buy it. I want you to buy it, of course. And it's beautiful. It's really simple and easy. It's only 150 pages. It's not big. And these are some of the endorsers on the back.
Nice.
Who, I've got a parenting coach on here. I've got a social worker who was in the psychiatric children's hospital in Detroit for 10 years. And you've got Pat Quinn. A CEO.
And Pat Quinn, who teaches us how to talk or speak, teaches us, as I say it completely inaccurately, he teaches us how to talk. That was not a good promotion for Pat Quinn right there.
Oh my gosh. That's right. That's how we connected.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
So cool.
So thank you so much. And I'm going to put all the information down below, and we are going, I'll blast when we are doing our Tuesday night and going in deep, because I know a lot of people here are stressing out, and just being able to have tricks to stop that anxiety, because it's one thing to try to curb it back, but if we can stop it from happening to begin with, That would be amazing. That'd be amazing.
It's really cool.
All right.
Thank you so much. I can't wait to work with you. It's going to be fun.
It is going to be fun. Thanks, everyone.